But Mr. Salman Khurshid, to you first. Ashok Gehlot, many believe, would be a good choice as Congress president. What do you think?
Well, look, these are whispers and conversations within the confines of the party. There is still a continuing hope that we will persuade Mr. Rahul Gandhi to be president. So we don't want to discuss this out in the open. Let us just see how things proceed. It's still some time away. The actual dates are to be firmed up on Sunday, as you've just announced. We will see how things proceed. Now, I don't think it's fair either to embarrass somebody by saying, why don't you be the president? Or to continue harping on that we know what is to be done and we will do it. Let's just leave this alone for us within the party to work on. Very clear that the party view, and Mr. Ashok Gehlot himself has said it, the party view is that somehow we need to persuade Mr. Rahul Gandhi, and I think that effort will continue.
Why? When he doesn't want to do it, why do you have to persuade him to do it? Mr. Digvijay Singh stuck his neck out yesterday and said he can't be forced to become Congress president. So clearly there's a section of the party that has come to terms with the fact that he doesn't want this job. Why do you want to persuade him to do something he doesn't want to do? It's
very difficult to have a carefully worded response to many questions that you ask. A word this way, a word that way can go off track completely, and that's why we think it's not really in the best of things to be able to continue talking about this issue. We are within the party. We are of course continuing to think about this. Now, when you ask me that question, that if he doesn't want to, why do you insist, etc., etc. But he doesn't want to is something that can have a variety of reasons, and we may be able to address some reasons, we may not be able to address some reasons, but we want to give it a try. And to be asked as to why are you trying itself, I think, is an unfair question.
But you don't think that the Congress could actually use this opportunity to take a chance on a non-Gandhi as Congress president and see where that takes you? If you don't try something drastic now, when will you?
Well, we are not, you don't experiment with your party that is an institution to which you belong, as you do belong to a system, as you belong to a structure. You don't want to experiment with it all the time. If it becomes absolutely important and it becomes inevitable for you to take some steps which are out of the box, etc., then obviously time will force you to do it, time will persuade you to do it. But I don't think that we should jump to that conclusion. Just experimenting for the sake of experimenting, or pursuing a script that somebody else believes is the right democratic script, is not what we feel comfortable with. We have a democratic script of our own. We want to pursue it, and we do believe that if there are any pitfalls or if there are any hiccups, we need to do something to get around them.